Hi, I'm Christopher Lane with Feingold Alexander Architects. I'm a principal at Feingold Alexander. I've been at this firm for about 25 years and in the profession for about 30 years, including co-op time I spent when I was at Wentworth Institute of Technology. In my time at Feingold Alexander, beginning as a drafter, I've advanced to job captain, associate, senior associate, project manager, and now principal, senior project manager. My educational background really began with my 2 years at New Hampshire Technical Institute in Concord, New Hampshire, where I studied architectural engineering technology and applied building science. After getting that degree, I transferred to Wentworth here in Boston for my Bachelor of Architects degree. I never really wanted to go to college. I had military in my mind. I was never a good student. And so I chose a 2-year school really to prove to my parents that college wasn't for me. And once I got into school with an applied type curriculum towards my profession, I excelled. I was an A student. So as soon as math and science had to do with buildings, it clicked for me. And that was kind of the turnaround for me. So at the conclusion of my 2-year schooling, I transferred to Wentworth because I wanted more. I wanted the Bachelor of Architects degree, and I wanted to be an architect, and those were the steps. One of the things that really drew me to this firm, besides having a colleague here that I went to college with, was just the variety of the work in the portfolio. I never thought I'd be working on existing buildings and renovations, but quite honestly, that's what we're left with these days. We're running out of property. Every city is full, so we're left with our old, whether they're historic or old buildings, to renovate. And that's really looking to the future of what we're going to have. I mean, I certainly wanted to do shiny new buildings, and we get to do that too here, and that's really what's nice about this firm is we do such a huge variety of projects. Oof. Naming one would be tough, and I guess if I could codify them, there's ones that they're my favorite because of the conclusion is kind of schools in general, because the client is so much more than that one person you're doing it for. That ribbon cutting with all the students there and the faculty who you worked with years on this project, seeing the looks on their faces and the excitement of this new building they're getting, I mean, is just an amazing feeling to know you've really contributed to someone's life and the built environment. So the typical day of an architect, the day-to-day does vary and always involves, as you can imagine, staying connected via email and now Teams and Zoom, etc. Something we all have become used to in the past couple of years. Aside from designing new buildings, we often renovate and repurpose existing buildings. In either case, it all begins with research, documentation, and drawings. Additionally, we make frequent visits to the buildings before, during, and after construction, all along the way, following the project from the beginning, its conception, to the completion and ribbon cutting. I knew as a child that I wanted to become an architect, whether it was based on TV programs that I watched or the influence of my household. I always enjoyed woodshop and industrial design. Growing up in a family of both DIYers and licensed builders, it seemed we were always renovating some part of the house. I can remember for my 10th or 11th birthday receiving a hammer and a tool belt for my gift. Growing up, working in the industry, after a winter working outside as a carpenter or laborer, picking up scrap materials in the snow, I knew I wanted more than that. I'll also add I was a C student at best in high school. Once in college, with a focused goal with a profession-dedicated curriculum, I excelled as an A student making the dean's list. Aside from the technical skills that one requires during schooling, I would say flexibility, the ability to multitask, communication, and the ability to listen, not just to clients, but to peers and people around you who are all working towards the same goal of a successful project. So if I could give anybody any advice, particularly someone in high school considering this career, is really to be patient and understand that it is a long haul. It's not a quick degree, but it is so worth it. And I think after your first year in architecture school, finding that mentor, that professor, or the architect you may work for on a summer job to really use as a sounding board, as a mentor throughout the whole process of becoming an architect. I just can't explain how important it is to have that as a fallback to help guide you, because you may start out heading to be an architect and you may branch off to be an engineer or a builder or something in the industry. But it's also tightly tied together that having that sounding board of someone similar to yourself would be helpful.